Hey guys, I just finished watching Gotham. Now this episode definitely was pretty interesting. I guess I give it an 8 out of 10. The whole crimes thing there with the 10 years and the same crime happening 10 years difference and whatnot was definitely interesting. And I didn't really find it too I didn't find it very predictable at all. I just found it I kind of I guessed the who it was. I just happened to have guessed it, but it was just out of luck, really. It was nothing really out of figuring out who it was or whatnot. It wasn't predictable at all. I really liked this mystery, and there was a point where I was actually believing that, oh my god, that this is not, there is some supernatural tendency to this, feel to this episode, and then when it turned it out not to be, and it was just like, oh my god, everything makes sense now. So that twist at the end, I definitely I didn't see it coming. I mean, I guessed that it was her, but the way how she was going to do it, I never saw that coming. And it was just really luck that I guessed really that it might be her. It was basically just me thinking, huh, what if it was her? That'd be out of nowhere. I'd never see that coming. Because I just always think about that. Whenever there's something like this, I always think, who could be the last person it can be? And just oh, it'd be funny if it was her. And sometimes it's really off, like and just some random person and whatnot. But this episode is definitely definitely really interesting for that point. The whole part with James Gordon and whatnot, him and the information, him about Oswald Cobblepot. It feels like it's almost like they're going for that. They were going for that secret, like in Smallville, how he never really wanted to tell anyone about that. He couldn't tell Lana, he couldn't tell Lois, he couldn't tell until to the right moment and whatnot. But you know, but in Smallville, they had the whole, he's an alien, he has superpowers, and if someone wrong got hold of the information, he would be, attacked by the government, and he'd always have to be in hiding or whatnot. So there was always that element to it, in Smallville. Whereas this, they can't really. It's just information. It's just it doesn't really feel like that much. I mean, yeah, it's life and death, but it didn't really feel like as heavy. So I'm glad that they kind of got rid of that by having him arrested. The only thing with the end of this episode when Oswald actually walks in, I was hoping really for him to not have that, and really have I mean, even Oswald like Penguin's Oswald Cobblepot's part in this episode was really not really even worth being here. Like just him talking to his mother and whatnot. I think it would have been better just to not have him in this episode and then have him at the last minute. That way, we're just left. Excuse me. We're just left wondering, what happened last. Like trying to remember what happened last episode, and trying to remember where he is and all that stuff. And that way, I think it would have been definitely interesting. Or if they could have had him with his mother for a little bit as much less than they did, but have him to where a little bit where he kind of where he's kind of telling his mother that he has to leave Gotham, and so you think he's going to leave Gotham, and then the last frame is no, he's not. You think that he's leaving Gotham, but no, when he said he had to do something, he had to. When he said that he had to leave and do something, which you get to give us the feel that he's going to leave Gotham, that he's going to leave Gotham, and Jim's getting arrested, and so there's no way they're really gonna. He's going to be gone for them to see that he's alive, and Jim Gordon's going to go to jail and give that idea that there's a possibility of him going to jail. But when Jim Gordon got arrested, it was just Oswald Cobblepot's alive. He's not going to get arrested. They'll find Oswald, or he'll find them. And so there was really not that mystery of will he really get arrested and whatnot. So I think if they had Oswald, not have him in this episode, and then we would really be trying to remember what happened in the last episode, or even have him the kind of fake out that he's going to leave Gotham. I think would have been an interesting way to really have that tension of will he go to jail or not, or at least in this episode I would like them to not show Oswald at the end of the episode. They have them both go to jail, and then the beginning of the next episode have Oswald's alive. And that would have been a good opening to good, like leaving that, oh, he's alive and whatnot. But this ending with Oswald was definitely interesting. I mean, it was, I don't know what's gonna happen and whatnot, but it just seems like there's not much. Like, it really doesn't seem like there's not much to happen. Oswald might just, Oswald's not gonna go to jail. He was giving the feds, information. Like there's just no one's going to go to jail. Jim Gordon's not going to jail. Bullock's not going to jail. Now maybe they could still go to jail for something, for like attempt of murder. I guess not. I don't know. But maybe they could go for involvement in a crime. But really, I don't think so. I don't think there's really much that could really happen. It would just be Oswald's alive. Oh well, you guys are not in jail. Damn it. Oh well, and that's it. You know what I mean? The feds, the guys who are arresting Jim Gordon, are going to be pretty pissed. That, oh damn it, they really wanted to have this. It was going to be so good. Capturing a crooked cop and all that. But so it's really not going to be. There's not going to be much really to happen. So I'm really interested to see what are they going to do in the next episode, because I feel like it. I feel like this cliffhanger was kind of pretty big, but there's nothing to. It's too really big for no reason, because what is really going to happen in the next episode? Because really, there's not much to happen at the beginning of the next episode. Oswald will be alive, and they'll let everyone go. Oswald didn't commit any crime that they know of. That's about it. I mean, unless Jim Gordon, knowing that he's in working with Falcone Maroney, and knowing that he was involved with Fisher, unless they use him, that he tells them information that they don't know. I don't really think that there's much really to go on off of. But I don't know. But definitely the trailer for the next episode looks kind of interesting. Now that everyone knows that he's alive. Fish Mooney and all that stuff. I think that's definitely going to be an interesting a twist, and so see what comes out of it. And I think maybe it'll be interesting next week's episode. Having them having to chase Oswald. But I don't know. I think it'd definitely be interesting to see what happened. Maybe hopefully it'll be interesting to see what happens next episode. I just feel like right now, the only thing big like cliffhanger really that there is next episode having all Fish Mooney and all of them knowing that Oswald's alive. But does Oswald's big boss, does he now know that they know? Because he might just think that he has Oswald, the secret weapon, who's supposed to be dead, but what he doesn't know is that Fish Mooney knows that Oswald's alive. So that dynamic might be interesting for next week's episode. But I think that everyone will find out that Oswald's that everyone knows that Oswald's alive. But we'll see if Oswald can manage to keep the idea that his return, his death, is the faking of his death was all fake. Maybe his boss will will be kept in the blind's eye from that. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be interesting. But I'm definitely hoping for a little bit more of a more. For me, it's just really competing Gotham right now with Shield and Arrow and Flash. You got Arrow and Flash. They got their superhero elements to it. Shield has the high tech, the movie tie-ins. They got Mockingbird now and the superhero villains. The powered villains and all that. But this just it's just a cop show, and for me, I'm not too into cop shows. But I am into anything Marvel or DC. So I'm really going to push through, and I'm going to watch every episode. But really, I just hope that. I guess I know that they're not going for those superhero elements, just in case they get away. They can get away with, like I've said in other episodes, get away with jumping in the future to a live action Batman TV series by not using any of the good villains. They can go and say, oh, this is here's this season series. This Gotham's over. Now here's Batman. And jump forward, whole new cast, and jump the 20 years in between. If Gotham doesn't continue on and whatnot, they always have that opening. So I like that idea. Like I've said before, of leaving it a possibility for a Batman TV show. I think that would definitely be very cool to have, and maybe I think the idea of not of keeping this a simple, realistic cop show definitely leaves it open for that possibility. So yeah, for those reasons, I am excited and I really like this episode because you never know what could happen, and there's always that slight opportunity for them to. There's always that option, slight option, that 1% option for them to do that. So for those reasons, is really why I like this show. Yeah. Peace out, guys.